Hey everybody, how are you today? I sure hope you've had a great week and I hope you've been staying warm. It's cold out there, really cold for us bumblebees, that's for sure. You'll remember that we're studying the Beatitudes, right? Attitudes that make us want to be like somebody who will be pleasing to God. Well, this is our second Beatitude this week, and it says, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." Mourn. That's a word we don't always use, isn't it? What does it mean if we're mourning? That's right. It means we're really, really sad. When I think of people who are mourning, I usually think about people who have lost somebody, somebody that they love has died, and that's certainly a really, really, really sad time, isn't it? But the second part of that says, remember, there's always a blessing first, and then it says, "For the mourners will be comforted." Wow, well, that's pretty cool. How do we comfort somebody who's really, really, really sad? Well, I bet you can come up with a whole bunch of ideas. But you know what? I think Jesus had something a little bit deeper in mind when he was talking about this particular beatitude. It's really good to make people feel better when they're sad, but I wonder if Jesus had another meaning. I wonder if he was thinking about people who mourn are people who realize that they've done something they shouldn't do. You know, those things we call sins? Yeah. Well, sometimes we do things that we're not supposed to, or we say things that we know we shouldn't say. That doesn't make God very happy, right? So, what does it mean when that kind of mourner will be comforted? Well, I think it means that if we know that we've done something wrong and we promise to try to never do it again, and we say sorry that we did it in the first place, we know that we're forgiven by God. That is such an incredible gift. And if we could help teach other people that sometimes things go wrong and we make mistakes, but we don't have to live by those mistakes forever. One mistake doesn't define us for the rest of our life. Thank goodness. Thank God. Because God's the one who comes in and comforts us. It's like in tough times, it's almost like we can feel him put his arms around us and say, "It's okay. It's rough. I know you're hurting, but you'll get through it and I'll be with you." So I think if we're mourning and we're showing that we love God and that we want his forgiveness, I kind of have a feeling if God comforts us, he expects us to do something too, right? Do you think that if we showed God's love to other people, that would be comforting to them? I think so. It's just like, say for instance, we were having a pizza party. Well, if the pizza man came to your door and you took the pizza, you were having a party, would you just take this whole pizza pie and go into the other room and eat it by yourself? No. You might be tempted to for a couple of minutes, but the whole thing about having a party is you want to share it. So, let's see. Cut a piece of pizza. This looks so delicious because this is a pizza with all my favorite toppings on it. Pepperoni and green pepper and mushroom. Oh, I love pizza. So maybe that's something that we could do to help comfort other people. Maybe we could have a meal with them. Maybe we could play with them. Maybe we could call them after school or send them a nice card. We just have to remember that we're not in this great big world all by ourselves. We're going to do things that make us sad sometimes, or things in the world will make us sad. We can turn to God. He will comfort us. And if we promise to live by God's word and by the teachings of Jesus, then God will always be with us to comfort us, and he will help us comfort other people. And that's really what we're called to do, isn't it? We're God and Jesus' hands and feet here on earth. We have to take the lessons we've learned and pass them on to other people. So this week, if you see somebody who's sad or has done something wrong, reach out to them, comfort them, tell them about God's love. Maybe bring them to Sunday school next week. Okay? Take care, my friends. Have a wonderful week. And remember our Beatitudes. We'll be on to number 3 next week. Bye for now.